Good day guys, this is Melvin Satishan here. The other day we initialized a Node.js project. We integrated the unit testing with the help of VI test. And the code was built with the help of Vercel. And we triggered each and every sequence and everything was working as expected. Today our agenda is to integrate this particular code with a Jenkins pipeline. So the pipeline will have 4 steps. It will initially install the basic JavaScript modules, then it will do the basic testing, then it will build it, finally it will be getting executed. So without wasting much time, let's move on to the video. Thank you. Let me recap where we left. We have package.json file, under that scripts and 2 components. One is test and start. The test module is for testing the code and start is for starting the production code. But let's do that. npm test. The testing is in progress. Fine. The test is successfully passed. Now we have to bake the code, then only the start will work because we don't have a destination folder and index.js. For that we can do ncc build and the source folder is going to be src index.js -o dest. So rather than executing this command from here, I'll take this command here. I'll add something called build. So it is one of the module and I'll copy paste here. ncc build source index.js, which means under this index.js is going to be compiled and put it in the destination folder, and I'll put a comma here so that it would be nice JSON. Perfect. So now if I go for npm run build, means it will bake the code and or compile the code and keep a index.js file. Now under destination we have index.json file, so which is mentioned here. I'm going to do npm start. Excellent. So it is getting called here, so everything is working as expected. Now we will do destination, we will just delete it. Step number 1. Step number 2, node modules, we don't need it anymore. We'll keep it as it is. So things are pretty clean and neat. Then we will create a folder here that's called CI/CD. So under the CI/CD we are going to keep our Jenkins file. Okay. We will configure the Jenkins later. Before that, we have to do a very small integration. Let's navigate to our GitHub repository and I will open a duplicate of that because I need a token. I'll go to settings. Under the settings, we have developer settings, personal access token, fine grained token, generate new token, Jenkins, and Jenkins integration. Since I have enabled and integrated it with my personal number, so that I will get a notification, and I'm going to select the particular repositories. Here I have something called JS codes. That's enough. And I want to provide a very least privilege. In the sense, I'll go to the contents, and in this contents I'll give read and write. That's more than enough for me for now. Let's generate the token. Okay, our token is ready. Cool. I'll copy this token. Now I can put this token to this file. For now I will copy once again from here. Then I'll go to the Jenkins admin because we are going to do the integration, right? So I'll go to the workspace here and credentials. In this credential I'll go to system global and I have this global credentials. I'll go to global credentials again and I'm going to add the credential. The type is going to be username with password and scope is going to be yes. the same Jenkins nodes, child items, everything as it is, and I'll give my username Melvin Satishan, and I'll provide my password here. And ID, I prefer let the Jenkins may select it, because this is the best practice, and I will do Jenkins to GitHub integration. Okay, a description I'll create it so that I'll understand that what is that Jenkins to GitHub integration token is this, and this is going to be the ID. So the credential is ready now. I'll open a duplicate window because I want to show you some more thing. Manage Jenkins plugins, and here we have Node.js, and just check this and update it. That's it, so that the latest Node.js would be getting installed here. Once the Node.js is installed, the next step we have to configure the tool. So we have to come to the tools, scroll down. Here we have the Node.js installations, and from this, if we just expand it, we would be able to see the Node.js. So the name is Node.js, and here we are going to say install automatically. We selected the desired version as well here. Here is the trick. We have here the necessary modules at Vercel NCC, Axios, .env, file system, HTTP, Vercel, VI test, all these modules, because we want to make sure that this will be getting installed into the global location. However, exclusively we will declare it, and we will do that as well. So I just want you to know this part. So our Node.js tool has already been configured, so that part is fine. We will go back to the Jenkins. Then in this we have the workspace. In this workspace we have plenty of pipelines, but however we are going to create a dedicated pipeline. Let's take a pause over there. Let's come back to the a repository workspace. Here we have the Jenkins file, and we need to define pipeline. So in this pipeline we have agent, and we will provide any. Then we have something called tools, and the tools which we are going to use is Node.js, and the name of the tool, right, Node.js, because as you might have noticed or not, I am not sure, here we have different tools, right? Node.js, if we go add Node.js, here I have given Node.js 24, and I have mentioned the name as well, Node.js, but I can add n number of things, so that the Node.js is the tool name, and predominantly or the explicitly we are declaring the tool name here. Okay, so the tool name is Node.js. That part is fine, perfectly fine. Next we have to declare the stages, and under the stages we have the first stage. That stage will perform or performing the pre-build activities, right? Something like installing the necessary npm modules and all. And coming into one more thing, right? We have stages. Under stage steps, and here is the trick. js-codes is my root directory, but my code is residing under js-vanilla, so that we have to explicitly define that directory name. So this is going to be js-vanilla, so that the code or the step will be executing from this particular path. Okay, and what it should do, I'm gonna do npm sh, then npm install. That's enough. So this much only it is supposed to do here, and I'll come to the next stage. In that stage we are going to do the testing part, or because here the necessary modules are going to get installed. Next we will do the testing or pre-test. Let's say stage pre-test steps and dir. Here I will again define js-vanilla. Then here I will say npm run pre-test, or I'll say npm pre-test. Okay, I'll mention it this way. Then we will go to stage. Next stage, it is going to be test, and in this stages or steps, dir. Here again js-vanilla, and sh npm test. I'll let you know what I did it here. Okay, nothing to worry, I'm just writing the steps here. Finally stage build. Here steps again dir and js-vanilla, then sh npm run. So how did I do those things? I am going to open this in a 2 window here. Here is npm install. So npm install dir sh npm install, in the sense the moment this repository is cloned under the JS vanilla, I'm going to install or initialize this Node.js project, and these modules will be getting it installed. So a node_modules folder is going to get created. We will explore it, nothing to worry on that. Okay, then next is npm run pretest. So npm run pretest is as simple as I'll do one more thing. So here is npm run or node src/index.js. This is to make sure that there is no bug in my code. Okay, so I'll test it from here, npm run pretest. Okay, why? Okay, node source index.js, because we have already deleted that node_modules folder, right? So I'll do npm install. So node modules are ready. Let's wait for a second to complete it. Perfect. And if I do npm run pretest, everything is working fine. But I don't want this node modules because we are gonna do it in the pipeline. So this is working as expected. So npm run pretest is working, right? Then next is staging, the testing part, because we individually executed the source code and it is working. Then we are going to do the automated testing. So the same source code we have specifically defined the test cases, that particular automated testing is going to happen in this, right? So this pre-test is supposed to be completed by the developer. However, I'm gonna do this automated manner, and the traditional testing or the fully automated or the recommended testing is gonna perform in this stage. And here I have provided npm test. Once that part is completed, next is going to be the build. So here we have to provide npm run build. So these are the customer pretest, and build are the customer specified script. So we have to mention npm run. So whatever the key you have provided here, then you can define here, so that the respective value will be getting executed. So that way it works. Okay, finally we have to start the application. So for that stage again, and so I will say build is completed, then deploy. For time being, let's mention as deploy, because we are going to start the application, right? So I'll define it as a deploy, but later I will change it to something, because we have to integrate the Docker pipeline as well. So here is the steps, and under the steps again, dir module is going to come, and it's going to be js hyphen vanilla. All right, and this is going to be sh again npm start, because this is having a dedicated module. So that's it for now. So we have a full-fledged pipeline using the Node.js tool, and this is what is going to happen. All right, so I have to save this. Let me save it, and you may note it down. We don't have a destination folder here. Okay, so that we need to create it at the time of deployment. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to mention update, and it has been saved. Excellent. Now I'll go to this repository, copy this repository. Perfect. Then I'll come to this all workspace. Then I'll go for a new item, pipeline. I'm going to mention that Jenkins node hyphen Jenkins. Okay, I'll mention that, and this is my pipeline, and I'll be click OK. So Jenkins node integration. This is the very simple stuff. I will say discard old build, and I will leave everything as it is, so that every time when it build something, it will discard the workspace and provide it. Okay, and this GitHub project, it's an just a URL where which project we are sourcing it. You can leave as it is, because it's not a mandatory parameter, just for knowing this project is being sourced from somewhere else. That's it. And rest of the things will be as it is. Project is parameterized, so pipeline, see durability override, total builds. Perfect. So build that we will see later. Here is a pipeline, and we are going to source it from SCM, and SCM credential is going to be git, and here we have the URL. Of course it should throw the error, yes, but when we select our credential, the error should go away. Perfect. And it is going to be taking from branch is going to be main, because we have only the main branch, and here is the script file is going to be the Jenkins file, right? But the Jenkins file which we save it is under CI/CD. We have the Jenkins file. So what we need to define here is CI/CD / Jenkins file. Excellent. So we have everything in place, and we saved it. Let's go back to the configuration again. And if we need to go the advanced and all, there are plenty of fancy things, but we are going to leave everything as it is for now. and we have our first declared pipeline. I will apply it, then we'll go back to, let me rename it as Jenkins. My apologies for this typo. Okay, so Jenkins, I'll build it. Cool. So far nothing has happened. Let me check it out. Console output. Wonderful, it is successful. So let's examine what was happened basically. Okay, in this case, first our repository has been cloned. Okay, so it has been cloned to this workspace var Jenkins home workspace Jenkins workspace node-Jenkins, which is our workflows name, that folder name. Okay, then in this, if we go to the workspaces, this is basically our workspace, and it is like this. So it cloned the Git repository. So here is our CI/CD pipeline configuration. If you open it, you would be able to download that. And if you go back to CI/CD or the workspace, you would be able to see your JS-vanilla. Under the JS-vanilla, you have your destination, which means your configuration or the compilation was successful because it created the index.js file and package.json file. Excellent. Coming to JS vanilla, we have source and test, then the package.json. Remember that this node_module has been created, which means the initial step npm install was working as expected. Okay, so it cloned it. So cloning is worked as expected. Now the next step is to npm install. In this npm install, it has installed the necessary packages that we mentioned. So in the sense, whatever the package we defined here, these packages are already installed. Okay, that part is completed. Then next is npm run pretest. Npm run pretest is node source index.js. In the sense, it executed that node source index.js file and it was successful. Okay, so it worked as expected. Then next is npm test. So what happened is the source code was successful, then we performed the unit testing. So in that unit testing, how it behaved, yeah, here is the details of all our unit testing. Okay, once the unit testing is completed, what happened? Let's examine that first. Then npm build it was supposed to, right? So where is the npm build? Somewhere it should be. Yep. So it was npm run build. So it triggered ncc build source index.js-o destination, and it was compiling and it created this particular index.js file. Perfect. After that, it started the Node.js. So what happened is here it started it. So and it executed or it triggered that particular function so that we have received the output. It's as simple as like that, all the steps, or I would say we had 4 steps, 1 2 3 4, right? So everything was successfully completed. So what I mean to say, our build was successful and all the steps were successful and it got completed, and it took a total 19 seconds and 6 milliseconds waiting time. Okay, similarly we can build a mini pipeline. So this is a very basic. So according to your logic, you can do the policy or the funda will be like this, and according to your business requirement you can implement or you can integrate anything. So the basic requirement is, first always we have to create a code, then we have to create the functions, then we have to test each and every function is working as expected, so the developer's role is over. Then we have already automated the testing using the vi test, so that will perform the testing. Once that part is completed, we would be baking the code. So this baked code, we are supposed to put it in a Docker and make it as a Docker image. From there we have to spin a Docker container. So then we have to perform the rest of the IQOQ testings. So those steps we will cover it later. And so this is basically a pipeline. Next video we would be discussing about webhooks, because I this is just a pipeline which I need to trigger it manually. Suppose I'm working in a CI/CD or DevOps infrastructure. So time to time I would be updating my code and I will submit a pull request to the main branch. So as soon as the pull request is being approved by my peer, so there would be a webhook. So that webhook should be able to trigger this Jenkins flow. Then only we can say that it is a fully automated CI/CD deployment, right? So we will cover that in our upcoming series. And thank you so much for your precious time. If you have any questions or if you have any suggestions, feel free to put it in the comments and I would love to look into it. Then that's it from my side, and I would strongly request you to refer the Jenkins documentation and continue the practice, because there are a lot of parameters and uh, modules, so that the more you practice the more you will become master on it. That's it from my side, and thank you so much once again for your time. And this is Melvin Satishne is signing off. Bye bye.